say that I had the pleasure of interviewing with him last year, and truly he is a pioneer and on a mission. And what I definitely want to give him kudos about is that not only did you start something that was near and dear to you, that you were passionate about, that you love, but it has become even more successful. So excited for what you're doing right now. So I want to introduce you, Mr. DeHavon Scott. How are you this evening?
Good. Thank you for having me, Angela. Appreciate it.
Thank you for being with me tonight. I am really excited. And let me tell you how excited I am. I'm in the midst of taking a summer break. So my summer hour show has not even started yet, but you'll be the first to be able to market this show with me.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yes, that is how important this topic was to me. And I'm also excited because you have a gentleman by the name of Ron Nelson who is also with
Yes,
us
ma'am.
this evening. How are you this evening, Mr. Ron?
I'm fine. Thank you. Glad to have you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining. So, DeHaven, we have a lot of things to, ask you and to educate our audience on tonight. The first
Yes.
thing is I want you to explain what MEN means, what it stands for, and then I want you to go into your initial passion. Now, we know as women, we know men is men. That's what we
Right.
know MEN to be. But I want you to really break down and give our audience an understanding of what this is all about.
No problem. And thank you again, Angela, for allowing me to have this opportunity, this platform to share my gift. MEN stands for Men Empowering Now. It was a vision that God dropped actually in my spirit along the times when we was having the Trayvon Martin case and a lot of other unfortunate incidents that were going on at that time.
Right.
And also, I have a 4-year-old son too, so it was just an opportunity and something that needed to happen in our community.
Right.
And I wanted to maximize that with the gifts and the potential that God has put in me, and I wanted to give back to other African American young men and let them know that we can have a platform. We don't have to be a statistic. We can maximize our potential wherever we are.
Right.
And so that was my overall passion for us to do.
All right. Now, it's one thing to actually have a passion about something, but then to take the steps, in pursuing that. So, with that being said, what were the initial steps as you began? Like, your first thing was, I know that there's a need. And, we
Yeah.
all kind of, feel that way about a lot of the issues and things that go on in the world. But what
Yeah.
made you take that leap of faith and go into a direction of actually starting what we see now as a movement, because it is becoming that.
Yes, absolutely. That's a great question. Being that I'm also an educator, I've been teaching this is probably like my 12th year teaching now.
All right.
And I've been in the public school system, where also it's a charter school system, and I've always seen that, like you said, there's need, and I know what I can bring. So what I wanted to do with that Men Empowering Now, I wanted to gather a group of my friends, men who are professionals, who are police officers, teachers, lawyers, and so that we can be the front line, and to deposit into the young men that I see every day. And I wanted to that was my thing that I needed to do. That was my action plan. So that's what I did. I called my friends and I said, we need to do something. And they all agreed.
Amen.
A lot of them are my mentors in my program today. When we started off, I believe with 8 mentors. So, but it is growing.
Wow.
And I have one today, like I said, Mr. Ron Nelson. He'll talk a little bit later about his part in Men Empower Now.
All right, that is awesome. And like I said, it takes a lot to come up with what you feel like are going to be the steps to get you, where you wanted this to, well, and actually how impactful you wanted it to be, in our community. Now, with that being said, tell us a little bit about the program and what is the criteria for young men to be a part of this program. So you gather a group of mentors together, you tell your friends, hey, this is what I want to do, then you guys begin to start the process. And
Yes.
how did you come up with the ideas of how this program was going to run, and then just take us through the process?
Well, that's good. Well, actually, since last year was the launch of my mentoring company,
Okay.
Empowering. Last year was pretty much, to be honest, trial and error.
Okay.
We were looking at other mentor programs and trying to see what sets us apart
Right.
from the others. We didn't want to just be another mentoring program that's out there, but we wanted to actually have some stake.
That's
in,
right. That's right. Just tell us how you feel.
We have a mentoring program, and we're not doing anything. So I was doing my homework on my end
Okay.
and seeing what can we actually do. So what actually makes us different that we are a faith-based mentoring program.
Amen.
So a lot of events and things that we have, such as our weekend that we'll talk about in a minute, we wanted to let other African American boys know that you can stay yourself and be cool, but still be able to serve God. We wanted them to see what that looks like.
Amen.
That you could be a teacher and still love God. You can be a police and still love God. So we wanted to show that and what we do. So that's what we were trying to do, and we are planning other events come this year as well.
Awesome.
So and actually in September we're going to have a resume building workshop for our young men as well. And I think you did ask about criteria.
Yes.
Our ages we range from 8 to 18.
Okay.
So it is a kind of a broad age, but I think that's a good age because we want to get them early.
Yes.
And then there's some other boys that I've talked to parents, and like I said, because I've taught middle school, elementary, middle, and high school, and talked to parents, and some of the boys, they're just out of control.
Yes.
They don't know what to do.
Yes.
So I wanted to also be that resource that mothers could reach out to this program and get partnered up with the mentor that they'd be checked in, quite often, either via text or just, phone calls, outings, things of that nature, and let them know that we are present,
And I think that is such an awesome program, and especially for single mothers. A lot of times we do have a huge number of single moms who have to raise their boys, and we hear all the time that a man needs to be raised by a man, especially at pivotal points in their lives. So these type of programs are extremely important, and I do love the fact that it is faith-based because it gives them a foundation. It says raise your child up in the word, and that word will never depart from your child, no matter what they're going through. And in this day and age, we definitely see where sometimes I do feel like these guys have too much time on their hands, to be honest with you. They have so much, free time, or even if they're, they have the time, it's being used idly. So it definitely is something that, is going to help them. And in your program, what it also, to me, it just appears that it also will allow them to maybe eventually become mentors in their lives and want to be examples,
Absolutely.
That is wonderful, DeHavon. And so when you have the certain criteria and, you do have someone that meets it, then when they get into the program, what is it that they do? Like what are some of the activities or things that you have for the young men?
Yes. So, for example, when they sign up, they can sign up anyone who's listening, they have a young man out there who needs a mentor, they can go to menempowernow@gmail.com, and we will send over the pretty much the online application so they can just fill it out.
Okay.
But what we do is actually, we get their hobbies, what grade they are in, and kind of see what the actual need is.
Okay,
That's
great.
We want to actually find out what the need of the child is, because each board doesn't actually probably need the same thing, but we want to try something out, a design that would just be for them. So if that means if we have to come to a parent-teacher conference with the parent, that's what we'll do. If we need to go to a basketball game, or just be in the midst of these young men, that's what we'll do. And I know I've been called personally to meet with different young men when their mothers have reached out to me, and I was able to take them underneath my wing and make that happen.
I love it, and I think that, again, that is so important, and the fact that it's customized is even better, because you're actually meeting the specific need of every gentleman that you come in contact with. So we're going to take a little break before we continue on and get to know more about the weekend event that you have that is coming up. But before we do that, I would like you to tell our audience again, and we're going to keep reiterating it through the entire interview, how they can get in touch with you. So that's Men, if you could repeat it again, menempoweringnow @gmail.com.
Yes, menempoweringnow@gmail.com, or they can call at 202-215-3015. That's 202-215-3015.
All right, great. We will continue to pass out that information, and when we come back, we will get into the awesome weekend event, and we'll also speak to Mr. Ron Nelson, who can give us firsthand experience on what it's like to be a mentor. You guys are listening to 108 Praise Radio, the Angela Foxworth Show. This is a special show tonight. We are showcasing DeHavon Scott's movement, Men Empowering, and I want to make sure I'm saying it right. Is that Men Empowering Now?
Yes, Men Empowering Now.
All right, just wanted to make sure it was correct, and I think that is so important. We will be right back in just a few. You guys listen to the sounds of 108 Praise, and we'll be back in a few minutes.